their first year in
Yeah.
middle school, so it is really important to raise their interest in English. So I don't want to teach too many stuff
Mm-hmm.
because they are learning a lot from their school. So I want them enjoy this class.
Yes.
So let's just
And they
minimize the content.
Yes. And their levels are various
Yeah, from novice.
novice high to intermediate low.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe we need to change some content, some text.
So you can start from activating their schema.
I think we need to decide what to teach for the whole week. Like we're gonna teach 2 lessons
Mm-hmm.
next week, and I want it to be connected. So this chapter is about tech savvy.
Yeah.
Maybe we will focus on tech savvy for the whole week.
Yes.
Maybe they should learn something new from each lesson.
Mm-hmm. In 90 minutes.
In 90 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you think about focusing on grammar one day and
Mm-hmm.
vocabulary the other day?
The other day, separately. Okay.
So that way they can have enough practice for 90 minutes for their language focus. And what do you think we can teach for the first day?
And I have one more idea. Since our lesson time is so very long,
Mhm.
so we can focus on grammar for each day.
Oh, each day.
Yeah. And then, and the title is connected to each other.
Like which title?
Tech savvy. In the lesson A, title is focusing on problem.
Yes.
When they use some telephones or computer. And in lesson B, the title is also similar. It is about problem when
Yeah.
they deal with some
Yeah.
with translator or TV. So we can we can teach grammar for each day, and we can focus. We can add more vocabulary activities.
So you mean we will teach grammar first day and
Yeah.
then teach another grammar for the next day?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that would be nice. If the second one is easy one because we have to teach vocabulary
Yes.
as well.
Yes. So,
So-
we can give them time to practice more.
And they can practice the grammar for the whole week.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought we can teach questions within questions in the first day.
Okay. On the first day.
And what do you think we can teach for the next day?
There is no grammar.
Yeah, in this textbook there's no grammar for the second lesson.
So yeah, as you said.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. But yeah, we can. I think we'll teach the grammar focus the first day, and then we can have them practicing more the next day.
Yes.
so that way they can practice grammar for the
Mm.
whole week. So that would be okay.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, fine.
So on the first day, we are gonna activate their schema by showing some pictures of cell phones and computers, MP3.
Yeah, that would be our topic.
Yes, so that we can read the words tech and savvy.
Yeah, I think this word is really useful, so we can pre-teach this vocab for the first time. At first of our
Yes.
first lesson.
Yes.
Right.
And we can ask
Mhm.
more questions here on the bottom, like how tech savvy are you, or what electronic gadgets do you use?
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
can let them talk a little bit as a group or with pair.
That can be that way we can activate their skill.
Yes. We can that way we can reduce their fear.
And then we are gonna do a listening activity
Yes.
first day and reading activity the next day in the listening.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So let's talk about how to establish context for the first reading material.
Mm-hmm. Reading material.
Oh no, listening material.
So before we let them listen to the audio file, we can give them reason to listen to it
Yes.
by giving
I
some
agree.
story or
Yeah. Do you have any good idea?
putting them in this situation. Like we can start asking like, do you have a problem with your computer? And can you fix it?
Yeah. Well, I think the main character of this listening is Kenji, so we can say Kenji is your friend.
Yeah.
So your friend is having conversation with his other friends, and now you're listening to him. Just listen to what as you do.
And then we can let them listen. But before that, we can give them top-down questions first.
Yeah.
And there is no top-down question in the textbook, so we can create some 2 or 3 questions.
Okay. What is their relevant? How many? What can they?
What they are talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just let them listen to the first part of the listening
Yes.
first.
And what problem they have.
And
And then we can give more follow-up questions on basically basics.
yeah, we can use the bottom questions in this textbook.
Yes, they can find more specific information, and we will let them listen as many times as they
Yeah.
want.
And the questions should be focused on the meaning of the listening.
Yes, yes.
Right. So I think these are good questions.
Yes.
And then we have to teach questions in sentences.
Yeah, questions within questions. So
I think there are many.
yeah, there are too many questions, too many examples. So we
Yes.
can choose a few.
I think.
What about the first one, do you know what the problem is?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That way.
We can show one picture, and some people like they're about to cry, and we can ask students, yeah, do you know what the problem is? We can start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is for meaning.
They can notice meaning from
Yes.
that questions
And then, what do you think we should focus on the next?
I think we can focus. I want to focus on the first one because some students with low level proficiency, this would be quite difficult for them. So if we will only focus on the form of this first sentence, then they can easily understand this form. And if they're, I think we need to consider the heterogeneity
Yes.
of their proficiency level.
So the meaning first, and the next is for.
Yeah, form. And even if we focus on the first what
Yes.
only, with higher proficiency level, students with higher proficiency level can use which or why as well.
Yes.
So they can use that in our fluency or accuracy, fluency focused activity.
Yes.
And in case of those low level students, they will get full understanding on
Yes.
what the problem is, what the subject, or
Yes,
the
right.
format.
Yeah, so we can ask more questions.
About just the.
Yes, what comes next, and what comes next after a problem like this, and we can check comprehension, so that we can check they are understanding well.
Yeah, right. We need to check if they are following us,
Yes.
and we need to ask them individually because some low proficiency level students might not understand it very well.
Yes.
So we shouldn't fly with the fastest.
Yeah. And then we can do for use, language use. Yes. And then we can ask more guided discovery questions.
Yeah.
Guided questions. So,
And what do you think about accuracy focused activity? This activity.
the activity A, it is, I would like to change activity to get filled, for students to practice more of form, to focus on success oriented.
That might be easier for them to start with, and
Yes.
as they need to practice speaking more, I want them to practice it verbally.
Yes.
I want it to be speaking activity,
Yes.
not writing activity.
So we will change this accuracy focus activity to get filled. Yes. And I think we can use this activity B for less controlled activity by letting students to answer using this form. Like if they are asked, do you know how much it costs to download music files on the internet? And they can ask, I know how much it costs. Like that.
Yes.
They can repeat the same language.
Yeah, so that can be the follow-up activity for their get feel activity.
Yeah.
So it can be less controlled.
Yeah, less
practice.
control. Yes. Then what about the fluency activity?
And I want to add a role play.
Role play.
So
More
they
game-like.
can be.
Yes, more to make it fun.